What's going on YouTube Gen X? The whole Trayvon Martin thing, I understand why people are upset in terms of why he's not being in jail. To me, there's enough support that would pretty much reaffirm the idea of him being in jail in terms of understanding the stand your ground clause or that law, right? You know, for those who truly understand what it is, based off of the definition of the law, that law shouldn't have protected him. Based off of the whole concept of use of force and how you can protect yourself, based off my understanding, on that law alone, he should have been in jail. Then you look at the police tape where they're telling him we don't need you to follow and all the other shit that's come after that. The man should be in jail. So I have every reason to support why black folks are upset and anybody else who's in support of what happened. It's not about a black-white thing. It's, hey, you broke the law, right? You should be in jail. It's a principle thing. I don't care who's involved. I don't care if it was a black dude who shot and killed a little white boy. These are the laws. You didn't abide by them. Your ass should be in jail. Then we'll see how stuff plays out during court, during the trial. So with that being said, for me, true justice for Trayvon Martin isn't the guy Zimmerman sitting in jail. True justice is that at the end of the day, Zimmerman getting a punishment that is befitting of his crime. And not only befitting of the crime, but one that sends a message to anybody else who thinks that they can do something similar and hide behind some sort of fake neighborhood watch or some sort of fake stand your ground law. So it's a stern warning, a stern message. This is what's going to happen when you want to fuck up and do something stupid and try to use a certain type of defense. We're going to give it to you. So to me, that would be true justice. And even a review of the stand your ground law would be true justice for Trayvon Martin and the family, where they're looking at it, maybe taking that law away, or maybe putting more guidelines and restrictions on it. I don't know. Because the spirit of the law I like, but you guys know how it is. Sometimes the law doesn't play out in terms of how it was designed to be, unfortunately. You know, it's almost like welfare. You know, the spirit of welfare, you understand why you would need it. But unfortunately, it's been one that's been abused. We get that. So maybe it has to be taken away, or maybe it needs to be revised. So having that be the end result of the trial in the court case, or however it's going to play out, you know, I know I'm not using the proper terms here. That is where I'm going to say, oh, okay, true justice has been served for Trayvon Martin and his family. So with that being said, that's where I stand. Yes, I'm somewhat annoyed with, let's wear hoodies, let's do X, Y, and Z. I'm done with that. You know, it should be about telling young black boys to get out of the hoodie and to put on a suit or put on some slacks. Right? Going back to that whole culture of rebellion. But, you know, let me not go off on a side tangent here. But that's just really annoying to me. You know, the whole fake community, right? Where's the community before? Why does it have to be a non-black person killing a black person for us to even understand that there is a community? Because truth be told, in the same degree in which black folks feel passionate about Trayvon Martin, it's how we should feel in terms of our poor performance economically, or on the educational tip, or on the family tip, HIV tip, STD tip, jail tip. You know, no direction tip. Like, there's a whole bunch of other shit in terms of, yo, we need to have the same level of passion and the same quote-unquote level of community. Because you know how it is. You know, you say that there's no community, and it's a collection of black folks. You have people who are upset, you know, ready to kick your ass, ready to kick you out or whatever. But I don't see it. A couple of months, when the whole Trayvon Martin thing dies down, where's the community? Now I'll be the first motherfucker reminding folks. But it is what it is. Let me not go off on another tangent. I sit back and I look at what happens, and I'm not going to sit here and not hold his parents accountable. I'm not going to. Now, I know I'm going to piss some people off, but I don't really care. We know that there are certain individuals who have negative feelings towards black folks. And out of those individuals, there are some that are bold enough to cause some sort of harm to black folks. That's a fact. That's not going anywhere. Tim Wise and, his, hey, white people, let's wake up. That's not going to prevent it from going away. The laws aren't going to prevent bullshit from happening. Morality isn't going to prevent bullshit from happening. Ideally, should this not be? Of course, but there's reality as well. That's a fact. So with that being said, and all black folks will agree with that, right? So with that being said, what was done to protect that boy from the realities of life for young black men, especially in a community or a state that has such a law? I mean, damn, to be real with you, if my community, right, had that law, that stand your ground law, my childhood would have been so fucking different. My parents would have had me on lockdown. Your ass ain't going anywhere. Because some motherfucker may try to do X, Y, and Z to you and get away with it because they felt threatened, stand your ground or whatever. Your ass ain't going anywhere. So that was a fact. That was a reality that as a parent, you should be aware of. So yes, from a legal standpoint, a 17-year-old black boy has every right to walk down the street more towards the evening time with a black hoodie on, right, doing his thing. But unfortunately, that's not how shit plays out. So you have to protect your son from that or your child from that, because if shit pops off, that's his life. Even if Zimmerman gets what he deserves, the son is still gone. It's a loss for the family. He's not going to have a life. He's not going to have a future anymore. So it's about preventing bullshit from happening. And that boy wasn't protected. Young black boys are the most unprotected group on this fucking planet. Black girls are up there as well. I'm not turning this into a competition. But, black children are unprotected as well. Trust. But when it comes to who's number one, it's black boys. And black girls are not that far behind either. So I don't want this to turn into we protect the girls but not the boys. On all fronts, our children aren't being protected. Let's just get that understood. But when it comes to the impact, well, black girls get kids at an early age. Black boys get killed and go to jail. It is what it is. So what's more impactful? Or what's more severe? Hence Trayvon Martin not being here. 17-year-old black girl, she gets the kid. Trayvon Martin gets killed. Both fucked up outcomes, but one person is dead. So nobody can tell me that they're equally as bad. But anyways, it's a pure failure to protect young black boys from the realities. Don't fucking talk about how racist shit is. Whether it's the police or anybody else, but fail to protect your child. To me, that's stupid. It's a dangerous environment, but yet you do nothing? That's ass backwards. Should have never been in that position. As a kid, there was a community center where you had indoor basketball. All right? And back in those times, playing indoor ball, that was such a privilege, such a luxury, as opposed to playing outside, playing indoors, full court, hardwood floors, the leather basketballs. Oh, man, you loved it. Regulation lines, a three-point line, like you loved it. But for where we lived and the black kids that lived in my community, which once again is like your lower income, middle class community, we had to walk a good 30, 40 minutes to get to that community center. And during those times, that's what you did. You rode your bike or you walked, right? That's just how kids got down. have some change, to get some water or whatever. Like, that's just what we did. But in order to get there, we had to walk through some at-risk little pockets here and there, right, where there was some riffraff and, some, I don't want to say gang activity, not at that point in the mid-90s. It wasn't really active like that. But you had some troublemakers, some people that would beat you up, jump you. No one was really getting killed, but definitely harassed, to say the least. But our parents allowed it because it was during the day. And to get there, we had to walk along a major street. So there was that element of, okay, it's not like you're walking on the back alley. Or, walking through those alleys like on Boys in the Hood or whatever. You're walking down a major street to get to the community center. And police patrolled it heavily, right? So it's not like some shit was going to pop off. So our parents allowed it. But they did not allow us to walk home during the nighttime. Because even though we would have walked back on the same street, it's easier for dumb shit to pop off, a la Trayvon Martin, during the evening than it is during the day. Now, from a legal standpoint, and from an equality and morality standpoint, we had every right to walk home as young black boys and not be harassed or fucked with. No one is supposed to touch us. But unfortunately, that's not how the world works, and there are people out there who have no problem in fucking with young black boys. So as a result, our parents protected us from that. So they told us, your ass cannot walk home. And if you get caught walking home, or if I catch one of your friends walking home, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to tell their parents, and this whole shit's not going to pop off. Because we never liked it in the first place, right? But we understand. You guys want to play ball, we encourage it. So we understood, your ass has to stay there. You ain't walking anywhere. You can even walk to the 7-Eleven. You have to stay out in front. So your parents came and picked you up because they were trying to protect you from the bullshit. They weren't trying to have you live in fear or have you be fearful. It was more so protecting you from people who don't give a fuck, who don't care about the law, who don't care about morality, who don't care about equality. That's what they were trying to do. And not only did the parents pick their children up, if they saw a kid too and their parents wasn't there, hey, come on, I'm going to take you home too. Kids I wasn't even friends with, hey, where are you from? Or where do you live? I'll take you home too. Because the parents collectively understood, nah, these kids don't need to be walking home during this time period. They don't need to. That's protection. Where was that for Trayvon Martin? Where was that for all the other young black boys that get accidentally killed? Whether it's by a cop, a Zimmerman, or by a fucking other young black male. Where's the protection? Ain't nobody up here going to sit here and tell me that as a parent, if you're a parent, with a young teenage black boy, you can't sit here and honestly tell me you're more worried about a cop or Zimmerman killing your son as opposed to another black boy that looks just like your son. So where's the protection? Across the board. Wasn't there. So, like I said before, yeah, we definitely have to hold Zimmerman accountable, the courts, the police department. These people have to be held accountable for what they did. But the parents, they have to be equally held accountable as well. That boy shouldn't have been in that position for some dumb shit to pop off like that. Knowing that we live in a world where that shit happens and knowing that you're living in a community that has such a law. I mean, damn, like I said before, my childhood would have been completely fucking different. And let me not be in a community where I have children, right, and I have boys especially, and I'm living in a community that has that sort of stand your ground law. It's going to be difficult in terms of what I allow them to do versus what I do not allow them to do. So I think I've said my point. Right? I know I said a lot, excuse me, but it is what it is. So let me know how you feel. Take it easy. God bless.